This video is brought to you by Once Upon a Galaxy, the collectible card battler that hooked us earlier in the year on mobile, and it's now available on Steam. From the team that helped create Magic the Gathering and Hearthstone, Galaxy is fast-paced, free-to-play and fun, which are three of the four most important Fs in the English language, and I'll let you guess what the final one is. You'll put together a crew of iconic characters from across myth, legend and fiction, like Lightning Man, King Deceiver, and Whale Obsessor, in the most satisfying team-up since the combination of Pizza Hut and Taco Bell in one building. Yum? Question mark? If you like your games easy to pick up but incredibly deep to master, then Once Upon a Galaxy is for you. So what are you waiting for? Head over to Steam or your mobile app store of choice to start putting your Once Upon a Galaxy crew together today.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Firelink Podcast, episode number 85 for Thursday, September 25th, 2025. Marty Sleever here, joined by Casey Wosu and producer Eric. Nick is out of town this weekend. He's at a wedding. I'll let you be the judge. Is it his wedding? Is it another wedding? Is he trying to stop the wedding, like The Graduate? No way to know.
Oh.
No way to know.
Famous stop a wedding scene.
That I guess that's also been cribbed in a lot of stuff. Wayne's World cribbed it. The Simpsons cribbed it.
Yeah,
if you're
Simpsons
gonna stop a
definitely
wedding,
cribbed it.
honestly, Severance season 2 kind of cribbed it, but that's fine. We won't talk about that.
There was a wedding in Severance season 2?
It wasn't the very last shot of Severance season. Did you watch Severance season 2?
I did. I
think the very last shot feels like it's supposed to be an homage to the very last shot of The Graduate.
Okay,
I can running off together, and then a freeze frame
someone in a window.
Yeah, and it's a freeze frame. Like, is this going well? This isn't going to be good.
This
isn't a Severance podcast. This could be a Severance podcast. It doesn't matter. Nick's not here. We can talk about whatever we want. We're going to talk about all sorts of stuff. It's been a Tokyo Game Show this week. All sorts of presentations in all hours of the night on a bunch of different games. So we're going to chat about some of the highlights there, including our first real look at Marvel's Wolverine, Saros, the new game from Housemarque, and most importantly, Hideo Kojima. He's diversifying his bonds in some very fun ways. What a terrible man. Great man. What a terrible man. And also we'll be chatting about all the stuff we been playing. Obviously, I feel like we should start with a Silksong catch up. But I do want to let
Let's do it.
There's other stuff we've been playing as well. So don't you worry about that. Let's start with Silksong before we go on to TGS.
Okay. You mentioned, I think last night, that you actually finished Act 3.
I did finish Act 3. I rolled credits on Act 3, and I think I'm done. And just in the nick of time, because 10,000 new games have come out. And
yeah,
so
a lot is coming out.
I'm like, for now, you can sleep, my sweet hornet. Finished Act 3. I really fucking loved it. This game is remarkable. I'm kind of depressed that I feel like in our first week, not like us, but like I feel like on Windbreaker, all we did was talk about it being hard. And I'm like, that is the most boring thing to talk about when it comes to this game. Like, that is so. Its difficulty to me is like a footnote at the end of what this game is, because what Team Cherry accomplished by iterating upon Hollow Knight and honestly forging something entirely different with this is remarkable. I know you got to Act 3 as well.
Like I finally slowed down. Like my big push was to just get into Act 3. So after achieving that, which was a significant amount of gameplay, like a surprisingly huge amount of gameplay, it felt like you couldn't do anything else in the game, or at least that's what I did. Because I might have done some overkill. Now that I'm looking back, like there's probably some things I didn't need to do to actually get there, but people are so unsure as to how you actually get there. I kind of just covered all the bases to make sure it showed up. Mm-hmm. So now that I'm in Act 3, like I get it. Like they're like, okay, here, go do this thing. And like once that thing is done, I'm assuming Act 3 is done, right? Or
it's pretty close. Yeah, you do the three things and there's a little bit more. Act 3 to me is the shortest act.
Sure, okay, yeah, and it seemed like it. Like it seemed like, okay, just a quick little extra thing here.
Yeah.
So So I kind of slowed down my pace a bit. Like I haven't like burned through it, but like just what it does in terms of you spent a lot of time in this world. You've gotten to know a lot of its residents, a lot of its locations. It kind of flips a good amount of that on his head, and it changes the stakes a little bit in a real interesting way. So like I'm enamored with the fact that they were able to do that. And even though Silksong in a lot of ways, it showed up 7 years after like, you know, the huge impact the first game made. And I'm one of the main people who kind of toot this horn that there are a lot of other games who have shown up and kind of eaten its lunch a little bit. Like, oh, there are alternatives to what Hollow Knight provided for you out right now that you can play. But like Silksong doesn't feel like it's late to the party, but there's still a lot that it does that those other games have also done kind of just as well.
Yeah, there was only a handful of times in this game that I feel like I was like, holy shit, I've never seen this before. I think what Silksong is to me is just like incredibly refined. Like it feels like everything was taken into consideration with this, and it doesn't feel like there's anything kind of weird and dangling off the edges. But that refinement kind of means that it is kind of familiar, and that's not a bad thing. But like you said, if you play a lot of Metroidvanias or a lot of games with kind of combat similar to this, you know, something like a Nine Souls, you know,
like Nine Souls in particular, which was very clearly inspired by this game's progenitor. Like it feels unfair to levy any accusation that they took anything from Nine Souls, because Nine Souls owes its existence to Team Cherry, right? In a lot of ways.
Yeah. And Nine Souls wasn't that long ago, was it? It was like a year.
Yeah, it's not that long ago. No.
So like
a year or two at most. But they are doing their own things. They feel different enough. And the stories they tell are different enough that makes it, and like the experience is so good. Like, why wouldn't you just want more of that? So like, again, I'm going to say it. If you love Silksong, if you burned all the way through it and there's no more of it, and you haven't played Nine Souls, go and play Nine Souls. It is equally as good. It is equally as good. You, Marty,
I knew
Nine Souls.
What if they stopped releasing all these other games? I literally this morning I told you I didn't realize Hades was out, and then all of a sudden I got an email and it's like Hades is out. I'm like, I need to. I forgot how. And again, I did. We'll talk about it later. I did the thing that I did with Hollow Knight, where I was like, I know Hades is great. And then I was like, I know Hades is great. And then I played a little bit of Hades 2, and I was like, oh my God, I forgot how good Hades was.
I know it's great, really but good. I actually forgot how great it was.
Yeah.
It happens.
But yeah, Silksong, where are you still, obviously apples to oranges, but for current game of the year, are you still Expedition 33, or do you think you're leaning Silksong?
I think... Yeah, I feel very strongly towards Clair Obscur still. And that's because for me, it's such a new experience. Like I don't think there's been a JRPG that has struck me like that before.
Sure.
Like it's like what it did in order to combine that world with gameplay that speaks to me is a wholly unique experience. And no matter how much I love what Silksong is doing, like it is something that I am familiar with and that I knew it would do and was able to do. So for me personally, like it feels like it's opening a door, even though I know every new JRPG going forward isn't going to incorporate these sorts of things, but it still feels good to be like, oh, I played through the year's biggest JRPG, which is something I never do. Like all the big Final Fantasies or Tales, or like I never engage with those games because I know I don't like them. But this felt good to be able to be part of that conversation.
Agreed. That's a good game. Even though we could only remember 2 of the 5 games.
we got there
eventually. But yeah, Silksong good. Before we move on to the other stuff we've been playing, we'll chat about Tokyo Game Show. But before that, thank you. Folks have already super chatted. Thank you so much, Laboratory Maniac with a $5 dono. It was very rude of Hades 2 to launch right as I had to leave for work this morning. I am still stuck at work for 2 hours and I just want to play. Well, you know what? Think about how the gods feel. I'm sure they have things they wanted. That's a terrible thing. They're able to do that whenever they want. Never mind. I was trying to be like, well, the gods are always like waiting in Mount Olympus and in this little crossroads. I'm like, no, that's not true. That's bad. They're
so depressed up there with their 9 to 5 millennia.
5 to 5 millennia. But yeah, I hope you have a good time playing it tonight. Laboratory. And then Captain President, thank you so much with a $5 dono. Can next month's goal be to 3D capture a ghost and win an award of it? That's just as good of a place to jump in as any. Talking about Tokyo Game Show, we'll start with this Kojima stuff before we move on to the stuff Sony showed off. So Kojima held a 10th anniversary of Kojima Productions sort of streaming event a couple nights ago.
Is Kojima Productions 10 years old?
Yeah, because it was right at September 2015 is when Metal Gear Solid 5 came out. And
then that's when he got fired.
Days later, I think he was like, I have a new studio.
Oh, wow.
Oh
my God.
So yeah, for the 10-year anniversary, held this thing. And I don't even know where to start with this because there was real video game stuff here, including the first look at OD, the horror game that he's been working on in partnership with Xbox. Originally working on it in partnership with Stadia, with Google. This was originally a Stadia project. Remember Stadia?
I remember Stadia.
Yeah.
But when they announced it, was that the case, or was this something like uncovered later?
I believe they made an announcement that Kojima has a partnership with Google and for some cloud project. But then by the time the game was really announced as OD, that's when Stadia was already dead. And I think by
he
then
kind of gave up the whole.
Yeah, it's in partnership with Xbox. This feels like him finally being able to do the PT he was never able to do.
Because he was trying to dip his toe into horror.
Yeah, and first-person horror like this. And so what OD seems to be is an anthology of sorts. It is not going to be one game. It is going to be a handful of games. And what we see here is Kojima's game, and he called it, this is, I made a game about my fear, which he said was loud knocking. I'm like, that's a weird fear to have. but it's also funny because like Snake knocks a lot. Like one of Snake's mechanics is to go put his back against the wall and knock.
That's quiet knocking.
That is quiet knocking. Yeah, which is not
loud.
Scary.
He's okay with that.
And so yeah, we see this. This was Sophia Lillis is the main character of this from the It movies, but again, very much like a very photorealistic looking environment. This character is trying to
like
these
in partnership
candles.
with like Unreal Engine 5 and like the metahuman stuff.
Yeah, and like really pushing his soul sucking machine to the limit. But with that whole anthology thing, like he said, this is like one of those things. Like Jordan Peele is going to be making one of the things in this. So, and he said he's assembled an Avengers of horror directors, and so we don't know if is it like John Carpenter? I'm assuming Guillermo del Toro. Like I don't know. I'm very curious what this thing is,
and the fact that it's an Avengers of horror directors, like for film and TV, versus horror directors of video games.
That's also a good question. Like I don't know. Like Shinji Mikami doesn't have a job. Could he do one of them? Wait, he might have a job. He might have been one of those things where, like, Tencent gave me $1 billion to start a studio. I don't actually remember if he has a job. Outside of OD, he also showed off a piece of art from Physint, which is far down the road, but that's the like Metal Gear, but not Metal Gear that he's making in partnership with PlayStation. And one thing from that the main character from that has like a solid sneaky vibe to him. He kind of has like a sneaking suit under a cloak. Character's face in shadow, and I'm putting it here that character is going to be played by Robert Pattinson. I believe Robert Pattinson is going to be the main character.
It looks like Robert Pattinson to you, like the silhouette.
He's in shadow, like
he's like fully shadow, no distinguishable features.
No, there's like a lit. He's white. that was like enough. I was able to be like, oh, that looks like him. See, that could be Robert Pattinson. You see it like on his left side, our right side. There's like a little.
Yeah, I see the little bit of. I don't know if that looks like Robert Pattinson, but why specifically Robert Pattinson? I'm just curious. Like, what are the clues? that leads you to this?
He made a big, literally based on he made a big to do about meeting him about a year ago, and
Maybe just a fan.
Apparently, Robert Pattinson's
he's
also
Edward.
a big fan. Robert Pattinson's also a big fan. He's Edward. Look at him. Look at the two of them. Look how nice they look.
Right?
Oh my god, they're wearing bow ties. They look great.
He kind of looks like Eddie Redmayne in the silhouetted picture.
Oh god, I hope it's not Eddie Redmayne. Nothing against Eddie Redmayne, but he doesn't do anything for me.
That's how I feel like Glenn Powell, and everyone keeps trying to push him off.
Glenn Powell is like such a creative character, regular ass dude, handsome dude,
normal dude.
We made a dude. So yeah, in terms of the games front, they shut off those two. There's a partnership with Niantic, the former Pokemon Go company that kind of spun off after they got bought out by Saudi money, and is like, okay, we're just going to make our own things now, not using that money. And there's something with Kojima Productions. I don't know if this is going to be is this a Death Stranding thing? Like, I don't know what that would be. You'd like wander around the world and like eat bugs, like eat fake bugs, like he does in Death Stranding. So we don't know what that is. But then most importantly, the two new things. One, the Kojima Sake line has been announced, and the Kojima credit card, in partnership with a Japanese bank that he said the reason he chose them is because when he needed the loan for his studio, it was the only bank that would give him the money. And I think the Kojima credit card, this might be, the Kojima credit card might be the first thing where I'm like, all right, that's actually a step too far. Like, everyone needs to know.
Work?
I've never given Kojima a line. And then I feel like now I'm like, I should have drew a line and be like, you can't cross this. This is the line you can't cross. You got to go back to the other side.
I'm curious because it tends to seem like a bad look when a celebrity gets involved in some sort of financial thing.
Yeah.
But
yeah. Remember like all
crypto?
or NFT shit. Like a couple Super Bowls ago, there was like the Matt Damon commercial, the Jennifer Aniston commercial, and I'm like, what are you guys doing?
But they're just endorsing a financial quote unquote institutional thing. What are the details of this? Like, how is it a Kojima card?
I don't understand. But using Second Wind money, I will open up a Japanese bank account in a month and a half when I'm there, and we'll figure it out. Could you imagine me not speaking any Japanese trying to open up a bank account in Japan? It could be like, I have a picture of Kojima and I'm like, I want that one.
I want this one. How do I get this?
Give me that one. Oh, there's a Sephiroth's credit card. That seems nice. Eric,
you can put whatever you want on your credit cards nowadays.
Can I?
I think
can I just bring like a PNG and be like, I want this on the front? Don't ask any questions.
I think you can, yeah. As long as it's like safe for work.
Sure. No one's going to jail because of your credit card. That was the Kojima stuff, but Sony also had a big state of play presentation yesterday that was bookmarked by two big games. Let's start with the first one. Was an extended look at Saros. That is the new game from Housemarque, the Returnal developers, coming out 2026. Their first game since Returnal, and this one stars Rahul Kohli. From like the Midnight Mass and the various Flanagan series. Very much looks like the next game from the team that made Returnal, and that is not a bad thing because Returnal feels very singular to me, and no one, when we're talking about Silksong earlier, like a lot of people have made really good Metroidvanias in the 7 years or 8 years between those games. Has there been a thing like this since Returnal? Like, this is like,
how would you describe it? This is like
a
third person.
It feels like a
shooter
shmup.
Bullet hell. Yeah,
it feels like like an old arcade shmup, but turned into a third person action game with like the budget of a first party Sony game.
Like the closest I can say was a game that felt that, or at least looks like this, because I still have not touched Returnal. And I'm sorry, I know it's an ongoing thing. I will play it.
Oh my god,
I'll play it before this releases.
Forgetting that. I keep forgetting that. You would love it. You would.
I know. I know.
Okay, I'll play Nine Souls. You play Returnal.
First to the end.
Yeah.
But do you remember the flight dogfighting game Chorus?
Yes, Chorves.
Chores, right, dude.
Yeah, with the bad logo. Yeah.
Like that reminds me of this, even though that's 3D movement.
Sure,
but like you have such control over the ship, you might as well be kind of like a character on the ground. But like it would have tons of shit flying at you, super difficult, and like great game, but feels a lot like this.
Yeah. It's funny because looking at that footage now that I've had like 2 hours of like Hades 2 under my belt today, I'm like, oh, like the flow of Returnal kind of feels like a super chaotic, like top-down action game, like a super chaotic Hades gauntlet.
Mhm.
But the camera's pulled down, and but just that same kind of, you have various weapons, you are constantly moving, you're using a dash to sometimes dash through things that could hurt you and everything. But this game looks cool, and they said they're going to show more early next year. So
Still a ways off this one.
Which I mean, they can take their time. It does feel like it is insane to say as we near the last third of the console generation, but that is where we're nearing. I think we are well over the halfway point now. It does feel like a lot of Sony studios are lining up to like release big things in this back half, which you're like, yeah, well, fucking duh. But
I mean, what else were they doing this whole time?
It does seem like we're going to get the Naughty Dog game. We're going to get whatever Corey Barlog from Sony Santa Monica has been working on. We're going to be getting Wolverine next fall, theoretically, unless it gets delayed. But that was their big closer yesterday. Was extended
the Wolverine reveal.
Extended trailer. I think this game looks really fucking cool. I wish they would just show a little chunk of game, just a little nice little, like, this is what 2 minutes of this game looks like. Because the trailer, while cool, was just like hyper kinetically edited, and the combat was mostly like, I assume I know how the game plays as opposed to seeing how the game will play. I think that's a safe assumption.
Right.
Given
Yeah.
Insomniac and given superhero games and how you would think a Wolverine would move. But what did you think about this?
Like, it didn't look like, I agree. I think it looks really cool.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the trailer for sure is kind of highlighting the most cinematic aspects of what you would get.
Yeah.
But from at least what it shows, it does appear to be like a riff on, and it's Insomniac, so like they have kind of taken the reins of the Batman Arkham style combat system. Like, Rocksteady does not really use it anymore.
Mm-mm.
So they've taken that over in the Spider-Man games for the most part. So it's them kind of applying it to Wolverine, who's another kind of on the ground character. So it's going to more closely resemble probably how Batman fights, except just put swords in Batman's hands, right?
Yeah, just a bunch of kitchen knives between his fingers. It looks cool. To me, what it looked like was all of those combat shots looked like how in a Batman, or like in an Arkham game or a Spider-Man game, when you beat the shit off guys enough, you're able to do like a cinematic takedown. It just looked like they were showing us a bunch of the cinematic takedowns. Which
when the animations take over. Yeah,
and those are cool when you get to do them while playing the game, because it's your reward for doing good in combat. But in the trailer, I was kind of like, okay, I want to see how this game plays. And knowing Insomniac, it will most likely play very well, because their games tend to.
They did show a little bit of like movement, right? But again, it was so little. It's like, is this a one-off? Like, is this from like a bespoke chase sequence where he's like kind of sliding over rooftops and like jumping between areas, or is there a level of free movement that he has in a level that allows him to do that? Like, it's unclear.
Yeah, that's a great point, because we had 2 Patreon comments. And remember, if you're at our $5 tier or above on Patreon, we love hearing from you for each episode. Alex Kopel, there's 2 kind of comments from 2 different people that are a bit attached. Alex said, traversal was a huge part of what made Infamous and Spider-Man feel great. How do you think the Wolverine game will make movement feel unique? Leap attacks or wall climbing doesn't seem that rare anymore. I get that. Part of my brain is thinking, well, this is also, Insomniac also makes Ratchet and Clank. And so, and those are games where you're not like, those are games where the movement feels great, but you are not as mobile as you are in in something like and just Infamous is obviously Sucker Punch, but you're not as mobile as you are in Spider-Man or even in Sunset Overdrive. And so it feels. And then this ties into what Yusha also wrote, saying in the Patreon, said, I find myself wondering if Wolverine is going to be level-based rather than an open-world setting like Spider-Man has had up until now. Since Wolverine obviously can't get around quite as fast as Spidey, it could make sense for smaller location maps. I'd like to say almost like the new Hitman games, but a bit bigger. What do you guys think? I think that's partly going to be the thing. I think this game is going to be, if not level-based, kind of like node-based, because we see stuff in the trailer in Canada. And we see stuff in Madripoor, which is in Southeast Asia, I believe. So clearly, this isn't like Spider-Man, where it's just Manhattan. Like this is
just one
clearly,
central big location, right?
Yeah, I'm thinking this is more. Maybe it's like a handful of hubs that you can like revisit, like in Ratchet and Clank, you can revisit planets and do side stuff and stuff. But
Ratchet and Clank is it like a linear type thing where you literally just go through levels, or is it like hubs, like big hubs where you do a bunch of stuff?
They're level, depending on the level. Some levels feel more linear, but no, a lot of times it's kind of like a bunch of paths, a bunch of almost like a Jack and Daxter, kind of like when you get into one of those places, you're like, okay, I have a bunch of directions I can go. I can go into this cave, or I can try to climb this tower, or I can try to get into this enemy base. That kind of thing. So I'm curious about that. And obviously the other thing Wolverine shows is that it's very violent. So anyone who was worried, like, are they going to pull the punches on that? No, there's so much blood, and they were bragging about how the blood, they developed new blood technology that Wolverine is able to get blood in between the slits of his teeth, which I'm like, we probably didn't need to go that far.
Why?
Someone probably missed like Christmas with their family or something modeling that. Like, you don't need, I don't know, it's fine. You don't need that list. You just do regular blood, but I don't know. Looks cool. I'm excited to play this. Oh my god, he's just tearing dudes apart.
As he should.
Yeah, he's a very angry man.
I'm also curious. Like Wolverine famously can't die. What is the the loop in gameplay? Like, how do you fail a mission when?
I mean,
like he's invincible. Like that's his whole thing.
That's the whole thing about how you can't make a Superman game, right? Is because like, well, how do you scale this? Like, you are the most powerful and nothing can hurt you, so like, what is the game here? We'll see. They'll just be like, oh, everyone's got adamantium armor. Some bullshit like that. But yeah, game looks really cool. That has a fall 2026 attached to it. So do you think that Insomniac game, Intergalactic the Heretic Prophecy, is going to be after this? It's a really bad title. Honestly, either title is fine if it's Intergalactic or the Heresy Prophecy or the Heresy Prophet or whatever it's called. Those are the Heretic Prophet. Prophecy? Yeah, there's no way to know. They took the trailer down as soon as they put it up. Do you think that will come out after this? Just kind of in like mental lining things up.
I mean, it's based on timeline. Yeah. Like, we're definitely seeing more Wolverine than we've seen of that, and all we've seen of that so far is a legit movie. Like, maybe it's an engine, maybe it's not, I don't know. But like, at least they got to the point where they cut a bunch of cinematics that will presumably be interspersed with gameplay into a trailer.
Sure.
And maybe a little bit of gameplay. So that's way more than we've seen of Intergalactic so far.
Yeah. Plus, the studio head at Insomniac wasn't busy directing a season of TV. So there you go. That helps. It helps. You can focus on this. Was there anything? Did you watch the State of Play? Was there anything else that?
I caught it after the fact, or like a recap thing.
Yeah. There wasn't.
They did show a lot, but like I'm finding it difficult to recall.
They showed and dated Neo 3 for
yes, Neo 3.
February 6th. Yeah. They showed the Deus Ex remake, which I think looks bad. Like, I think it looks ugly.
I've never, like, I didn't come up in the Deus Ex. Like, I didn't play those games,
I think that's my bias coming out, because if anytime something's like, we look like an N64 or PS1 game, I'm like, this is like that whole thing where it's like a hot guy talks to a woman and she's like, oh, you're sweet. And then the ugly guy comes and she's like, HR, but it's when a PC game from the 90s
It's a
comes. And I'm
PC
like,
game
get it
versus
out of
like a
here.
GameCube game, yeah.
We don't want to see this.
Yeah, that makes sense. Like, it's two different lanes back then.
Sure.
But they also announced a Code Vein 2, which is cool that game is getting a sequel.
Yeah,
that was one of the better Souls-likes back when Souls-likes weren't good.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's who was it? Foss over in the Patreon said, I'm just glad that Code Vein 2 has been dated for January, so coming out very soon. I'm super hyped as the original was my gateway into Souls-like. Did you play the first one?
Nice. Wait, the first Code Vein. Yeah. Yes. I reviewed it back on Escapist.
Oh, nice. Is it good?
And I really, really liked it. Yeah, I thought it was really good. It was a really good take. Like, it added its own flair on that formula. But I don't know. A lot has happened since
anime
then.
Is it? Yeah, that is true. The genre has moved
anime.
on to where maybe this was back at a time where, like you said, it was almost like, oh man, the non-FromSoft Souls-likes had a very low bar, and so anything above that, you're like, oh damn. Whereas now we live in like a post-Lies of P world.
That's like the main thing, right? But funnily enough, it was like the Neo series and this that came along and was like, oh, these are actually good, not from software Souls-likes. Everything else was very middling or just straight up bad.
Yeah,
now
like
we have
Lords of the Fallen,
really good ones. Yeah, exactly. We have really good ones now. I'm wondering if, like, I think Neo will probably be up to the task because that one was always like fairly high quality. Code Vein 2, I'm wondering if they have more up their sleeves to kind of stand out.
Yeah. Maybe coming out in January is a good idea. Like, it'll be kind of hypothetically the first big-ish game of the year, so maybe that gets a lot of eyes on it. They also showed, always weird to see a Microsoft Flight Simulator trailer in an Xbox or in a PlayStation showcase. So that was neat. And then it's apparently the 20th anniversary of God of War, and they're like, we've announced a controller that looks like Kratos' face, and I was like, well. What? You do anything else?
That's all they got.
How are they worse at celebrating anniversaries than Nintendo, who is historically terrible at celebrating anniversaries?
Nintendo has too many anniversaries to celebrate. I think they just get them jumbled up.
I think that's the problem. I think that is the problem. Maybe they're saving everything for 50. But I'm assuming there's been some scuttlebutt about various God of War projects. There were some rumors about a God of War, almost like the equivalent of like a Prince of Persia Lost Crown, like a God of War, a smaller God of War Metroidvania action. Yeah, which you could.
I wouldn't be opposed to that.
No, neither would I. You got a smaller team. Like I think a lot of franchises could do to kind of have smaller versions of that franchise and bigger versions of the franchise. That was mostly what was shown off at the PlayStation showcase. A couple other things came trickling in, and I just wanted to get your take. Oh, there was also the Xbox showcase. I don't know if you watched that at all. That was kind of like a fake showcase. It was like overnight. Not fake. I shouldn't say it's fake. I can't call a showcase fake. I'm sure. I know a lot of hard work got put into it, but it was kind of showing off stuff that we've seen a bunch before, like Ninja Gaiden.
Oh, the Xbox Tokyo game. Yeah, okay, I did see. Yes.
Yeah. The big reveal there at the end was Forza Horizon 6 is coming next year, and it's set in Japan, which is cool. I think people have been wanting that.
Show anything? Like, they just kind of did a trailer that said, "Hey, it's going to be in Japan."
Yeah.
That being said, I hope they take like a real look at drift gameplay. Like, I hope they're like, "Hey, we're going to put Japanese mountains
that'd be cool.
in this game, and we're going to have a big section that's dedicated to drifting," because then that would very much get my attention.
Yeah, that would really separate it from everything that came before it.
Exactly, yeah.
I thought the reveal trailer was cool. It was like panning across this garage that had license plates where each of the previous ones took place. Yeah, and so you saw like the Australian license plate and the UK one and the Colorado. I think there was one that took place in Colorado. Weird place.
Maybe the first one.
Yeah, there you go. Mexico. One of them definitely took place in Mexico. But one thing. Do you know about Fire Emblem Shadows? Did you know there's a new Fire Emblem?
I just saw this trailer.
Yeah.
And it came out today, apparently. What the hell?
Overnight. I woke up this morning. There's a new Fire Emblem game out for mobile. This is a Nintendo mobile game, Fire Emblem. This is free to play. And you see the trailer, and you're like, "Oh, looks a little bit like Fire Emblem," and it's 3-character tactics game, but it's a social deduction game, and one of
Yeah.
your 3. I haven't figured out if it's multiplayer or if
think it's
one of the
multiplayer.
characters you're controlling is a spy. Okay, so if it's multiplayer, then 3 people get instanced into a game. 2 people are good guys trying to win the game, and 1 person is
One
secretly
is
a
like
Fire
a-
Emblem Shadows who's trying to
Right.
like throw a wrench in the plans, and the
it
good guys
sounded
have
like-
to suss out who the bad guy is.
Yeah, it sounded like whoever is the secret agent, like they have a choice. Like they can actually fight for the side of the light, or they can betray the other party in order to get something for themselves. I don't know what the gains are, but I have to assume that this is some sort of a gacha game. Like, are there polls involved in this? I have not
There has
downloaded
to
it.
be.
Right?
Although, like, Nintendo Emblem. Oh no, the other Fire Emblem.
Yeah, the
game
last one
gacha
was
game.
that. Yeah, the
Was
Fire
that.
Emblem Heroes.
That was probably
that.
far and away their most successful gacha game or their Nintendo's most successful mobile game, because they probably nickel and dimed you on the gacha stuff. Not nickel and dimed you, but they were able to get whales.
But like that's just how gacha works. Yeah.
Yeah. Very strange. Just one of those, like, I'm glad they announced that new Fire Emblem game the other week. Because if they just would have shown this off, would have been like, "What are you doing?" So this is easy.
I have to say, this does sound intriguing.
compartmentalize.
Like I am over social deduction in general, but tagging on both the Fire Emblem license and the tactics gameplay is a very interesting wrinkle. Like I am very curious as to how this works and plays out, to the point that I may download it and give it a try.
Yeah, it is things that you would not ever think to put together. And so at the very least, if it was just a regular ass gacha game, I might not have even brought it up, but mostly because of how weird it was, I was like, okay, we gotta at least touch on this one.
Yeah, like how does that work? Like is someone like not pulling their weight in the tactics battle? It's like this something's off with this guy.
I accidentally hit you with a spell instead of the enemy. Sorry. Like,
right.
Yeah,
like I'm
no
just,
idea.
It's very intriguing.
Yeah. Outside of those big showcases, a few smaller things got shown off. No big news on like the Project Century Stranger Than Paradise. That's the kind of the RGG Studios next game. Like the Yakuza folks are making this kind of new game that seems like like over the course of 100 years.
Guy who might be a vampire or something.
Man who might be a vampire. They showed off like a very brief teaser of that, because they're mostly focused on Yakuza Kiwami 3, which is just a remake of Yakuza 3. I don't have too much to say about that.
There was something from Pearl Abyss. Like, did they give a release date for Crimson Desert?
They did, yeah. I wrote it down somewhere. It is early next year. It is like March, I think. Yeah.
Okay, so that game apparently is real and will release, which means Dokuvi is right around the corner.
It's gotta be. It's gotta be. It's very exciting that they're like, all right, we can get this bullshit. Yeah, March 19th.
March 19th. Okay.
You know what that means? Summer Game Fest next year. That's Dokuvi.
It's got to be Dokuvi.
June 2026. That's Dokuvi right there.
And we are getting ahead of ourselves. Crimson Desert actually does look really freaking cool. Like the combat in that game looks phenomenal. Like in a way where, like, yes, I'm absolutely tired of the medieval bullshit, but like you give me a video game that's video gaming that hard, I'm not gonna give a shit.
Yeah.
Like I want to play that.
It looks cool as hell. Level 5 showed off they had like an extended demo that I watched the entirety of, which looks really cool, of the new Professor Layton game. Professor Layton in the New World of Steam. It was currently slated for 2025. It got delayed till next year, which isn't that surprising considering we're getting near the end of the year. Did you ever fuck with the Professor Layton games at all? Like any of the
no,
DS games?
Like everyone that's come out, I've like seen people talk about them and like people really enjoy them, but I just never got around to actually trying one.
I feel like the puzzles in that game, I feel like you guys would have fun on your streams with Kia. I bet you guys.
Right. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. Like she might get a lot out of these.
Yeah, and it's almost like you're watching, and you see like this one's fucking gorgeous, and has that kind of European aesthetic to it, which is really cool. And I think this game's gonna be great. I'm looking forward to that. And then another game, the kind of the last thing that stood out to me that's been getting a lot of buzz is this Ananta
Yes.
and or Ananta. Ananta? I don't know
I
how to
think it's
say its name.
Ananta. Ananta.
It's Ananta come out when everyone starts suing it because this game, everyone's like, it's anime Spider-Man. It's anime Spider-Man. But they're showing off this game, and it is clear they have taken like animations from Spider-Man. Like, it is obvious. And they've also, people went back, they've taken animations from sleeping dogs. There are takedowns in this game that are 1-to-1 to sleeping dogs. I'm like, I didn't know you could do that. Can you just do that?
I believe this game is from the Chinese peninsula or continent, whatever you want to call it. The last conference we did, you, me, and Nick, and every anime gotcha thing they announced, I was like, is this Ananta? Like, this is what I thought everything
this is
was.
What it was called, Project Mugen. It was
called Project Mugen for a long time.
Yeah,
but like, despite exactly what you're saying being true, they are ripping off wholesale mechanics from several different video games. Like, they got stuff that looks like not just Sleeping Dogs, but Sleeping Dogs is like, you know, earlier iterations, the True Crime series, like you're arresting people on the streets because apparently your characters are cops. It's got Spider-Man like gameplay. It's
just like when they swing. Eric is showing footage right now. When they swing and they kind of get to like the top of their arc, the kind of 0G flip they do, I'm like, that's literally what Spider-Man did.
Right. Like, anyone who's played a lot of Spider-Man is like, this is exactly that.
I guess, like, you know, we had that conversation with Pal World. We had that conversation with Genshin, where it's like, you got that, you took that circle from Breath of the Wild, you took that parachute from Breath of the Wild, and it's like, at a certain point, is it just like, well, fucking deal with it? I don't know. Like, can people get mad at Nintendo for patenting things and get mad at this game for stealing things? I feel like if you are mad at both of those people, you can't be mad at both those people. You can only be mad at one.
Is it? I kind of feel like they're stealing from a lot of things. So it's not like they're not like copy and pasting exactly one thing over to another thing with no originality. They were like, oh, this would be cool with this, and they fuse it together.
Yes.
I do feel like that kind of qualifies as being a level of transformative. And again, I don't want to try and advocate for like just wholesale ripping other people's ideas and stuff off, but like a lot of creation is built off of inspiration.
Sure.
So like this does feel more inspired by as a whole, but yes, maybe they did kind of wholesale, like, we need it to be as good as this. So like they literally look, that's just like Spider-Man 2 Venom powers.
Yeah, even like what powers. The camera does when it happens. That's the one there. I'm like, you can't change it a little bit. Like, if you're gonna copy the answer sheet, you gotta get a couple wrong.
Yeah, like it's a bit egregious in that regard.
Yeah.
So like maybe they should put some extra work into differentiating these things in particular. But the spirit of this, I don't think I'm against it. Like, go ahead and combine all of these different ideas into one game if you're able, because it kind of looks like it works. Like, this looks really fun.
And they announced it's not a gacha game.
It's not a gacha game. Surprising.
It's not a gacha game. You unlock things by playing. It's a game. I don't know why. I'm trying to explain how a game works. It's a regular game. So yeah. Yeah, that's again slated for next year, and I mean,
they're probably going to get a cease and desist or something. Like,
someone's going to get it. Yeah, I mean, you can't keep stealing. Like, you can steal from Sleeping Dogs because they're not doing shit with that, but like Spider-Man. Sony is clearly still making Spider-Man games, so yeah.
Sony just got mad at the other guys for doing the Horizon theft.
Oh, that's so it's like, why do you keep taking our games? There was that one awful game that went to the eShop a few years ago for like a day, and it was just The Last of, like, the art was so clearly The Last of Us.
I remember that.
Yeah, I think we had like Chris McMullen play the game back at the Escapist, and it was like the most dreadful demo I've ever seen. I'm like, how is this real? How does this game exist? Really bad stuff. Yeah, I think those were the big stories that came out of TGS. Also, the Xbox is more expensive now. We live in a terrible time. How are the video game consoles more expensive than they were 5 years ago? Yeah.
You know why.
I know exactly why. I think I'm going to burn down a building. But yeah, that was TGS. I guess the next big like communal game event is going to be the Game Awards, because usually October and
Oh, yeah.
November are about releasing your games and everything, and then we'll be back in December for the Game Awards and all the new shit they're showing off. But speaking of the Game Awards, while everything isn't out yet, Cameron over in the Patreon said that Hades 2 released today. Does the reception feel muted because of early access versus Silksong almost being a shadow drop? What do you think about that? Like the fact that I knew Hades was coming out because they showed it at the Nintendo Direct and said it was coming out then. And Hades is out now on 1.0 on PC and timed console exclusive on Switch and Switch 2. Like, did it feel like it just kind of snuck up on us, or
A little bit, yeah, and I think that's a general issue with early access, is that the people who are the most fervent, they jump in. So like they've been playing for months. So
we
like
have
they're
people in the
not
Discord
gonna,
who've put hundreds of hours into the game
yeah.
already.
So like, yeah,
Yeah.
on the 1.0 release, they're not gonna all of a sudden be reinvigorated. Like they've spent a ton of time and it's old news to them. So that is gonna dip into your mind share, I guess. But on the other side, like even if they hadn't done that, I think if you, and again, these are very different experiences. Yes, they're both very well beloved, but if you put the hype around Silksong up against the hype around Hades 2, I don't think there's a real comparison. Like, I don't think people were waiting on Hades 2 with the same level of fervor as Hollow Knight Silksong. It's just a completely different level of hype.
Yeah.
And yes, it's partially because of just the no information sort of thing.
Yeah.
But like, it's a different level. It always felt very different to me. I never kind of put them in the same boat in terms of folks waiting on.
Yeah. Part of it is the timing thing, right? Like or Hollow Knight came out 4 years before Hades, and Hades 2 wasn't revealed until a few years ago. But yeah, I mean, Hollow Knight was a bigger game than Hades, for as big as Hades was, and it, won Game of the Year and everything. I think Hollow Knight sold a couple million copies more than it. So, yeah, and I don't know. Silksong got this kind of mystique around it in a way that Hades 2, it was like, well, they're clearly just working on the game, and it was in early access,
right.
So like you could just play it. So yeah, I do think you could
just get in there.
Yeah, like the real sweaties had already jumped in. I like I mentioned at the top, I hopped in and played a little bit. I've put about 2 hours into it. I've gotten to the third area. I played none of I guess that's not true. I played about 15 minutes of the early access version, and I was like, all right, I'm just gonna wait until this game is done. And I'm glad I did. I put about 2 hours into it, and initially kind of taken aback. You just start that game, and like you're in the midst of a story, and I'm like, did I miss something? Did I like forget what Hades 1 was about? And it's like, oh no, that's the way that like your character is already like well on their mission by the time the story starts, and then every couple runs you kind of get drip fed, oh, this is what's going on here, and oh, this is how this character feels about this, and this is what happened to characters in the first game and everything. And as soon as I kind of got my bearing there, I immediately was like, oh, this is back. Like, Supergiant has just like best in class like writing and music. And this is no different. The writing and the VO, the performances are so fucking good. And there's a really great moment I don't want to spoil, but it's almost like a fourth wall breaking moment where the because the game has a narrator, like the narrator is acknowledged in a really interesting way that I don't think Hades ever did. That I don't remember Hades ever doing, and obviously all of Supergiant's
Is it the same
games,
guy? Like, is it like a reveal of who it was in?
And they reveal who it is. Yeah, very early in the game, and you're like, oh, that makes sense. But really good. I think the kind of meta progression is even stronger than it was in the first game. Like every time I go back to the kind of crossroads, like the woods where your character lives, there are so many things to do, and failing a run doesn't feel like failure because you're like, oh, I can go back and now I have all these different things to brew these different potions that kind of add elements to the world. as you're going through it, or I'm able to unlock new weapons or get new sort of modifiers or boons or things like that. And then when you get into the combat, like the combat's fucking great. I've only unlocked 2 weapons, but the first weapon is this kind of like witch's staff that's able to fire off a little bit of energy. So that's like much more of a kind of like a keep your distance weapon,
Mhm.
and feel a little bit like a almost like a mage sorcerer class, whereas the second weapon I got are these just twin blades, and you are just so fast and so angry with them, and you are constantly darting in and out, and the game has the like, for the first couple seconds of your dash or the first second of your dash, you are invincible. So like that's the, you're plowing through, if there's like a wall of projectiles, you can plow through them. If you need to get on the opposite side of a horde of enemies, you can plow through them for that first second, but obviously you get hit if you take longer than a second. So yeah, I'm really really just immediately smitten with the game. Leaves a great first impression, and I'm very excited to get back in this world. Very intrigued by the story. The new characters are great. Like, just yeah, there, as much as I was saying forever that I wish they had done a just a different game, just something new. Their 5th game, just a new game. I'm as soon as I'm playing this, I'm like, yeah, this game rocks. How did you you like the
Yeah,
first
twos are
Hades?
great. I do like Hades. I just never played a ton of it. I have it. I've played a little bit. My son, funnily enough, has played a ton of Hades 1. Like
Oh
he beat
wow,
it several times and like
wow,
brags to me about it.
yeah,
So
that's a pretty hardcore game. Yeah,
yeah, like I'll probably grab it and let him have at it for sure. But I
yeah,
do want to jump into this. I'll probably just jump into this straight away as opposed to worrying about how much time I spent in Hades 1.
sure. Um, yeah, the game it's really cool. Yeah, I give it anyone who was. I mean, if you knew you were going to get this game, I'm sure you've already grabbed it. But if you were on the fence and you enjoyed the first Hades, I say jump right in. And yeah, game of the year continues to just be a bloodbath. that's gonna be a fucking award show. What have you been playing? You been playing anything new outside of Silky?
Not new, but I have gone back to some things. Some things further back than others. But I did jump back real quick into Rematch because they
Oh, nice.
finally started season 1. Like it's been season 0 since they actually like released the game. But along with them starting their season 1, they also added crossplay. So the hope was that this would kind of speed up some of the lobbies because, like, as time went on, as other things came out, it was kind of harder to get into some of the games. That being said, it feels like crossplay has both the introduction of crossplay and the reset of the season has introduced this sort of bottom level of talent back into the game. So like Rematch is a team game. It very much wants you to pass the ball around, but there's a persistent thing where players think that they are the hero of the story and they try to do all this fancy shit on their own and they kind of just fuck up the game for everyone involved. And like as you play more and more, that decreases.
Sure. People realize
the skill level goes up and they stop playing like that. But I feel like this reset has kind of put everyone back at the bottom.
Do you think that's people being and maybe I'm ignorant of Rocket League, but that seems like kind of Rocket League. You can kind of be like Superman on the team. Like there is some teamwork, but mostly like
Rocket League,
worry about the ball. Yeah,
you can be godlike and do everything yourself in Rocket League. I feel like that is an option, but like team play is always going to be better. But like you can be a lone wolf.
Yeah, that's why I wonder if like
it just doesn't
people
work
who've
in
been
this
Rocket League pilled over the years, over the decade, might be jumping in this thinking they can play the same way.
It could also be the fault of, funnily enough, the popularity of Blue Lock, the anime series, because Blue and this is the thing I really like about Blue Lock is that it forgoes the standard anime sports trope of this is a team game. I need to rely on my squad. Yeah. And it turns it into this sort of reality show type thing where it's like, no, we're trying to find out who's going to be the best striker in Japan. So all of the people in this program with you are actually your rivals. So everyone is out to get each other, even though they're on teams with each other. And it's a really fun dynamic to watch. But if you adopt that in this game, it just doesn't work. Blue Lock is a unique thing. This is a team sport. It's really a team sport.
Yeah.
So like it doesn't work in Rematch. But you can see like some people even dress their characters like the anime like they can do like the hairstyles or like they'll pick the color scheme of the anime characters. And you'd be like, that's supposed to be Bachida or Nagi or somebody.
Sure. And they're playing like, oh, like all the characters in Blue Lock, I have some secret power that I can use. Right. I will be the one, the egoist. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I mean it's funny, but like I'm trying to get a win. Can you guys can the goalie not just run out into the center field and try to score? Like what are we doing?
That's fun. Yeah, that's fun. And like you said, though, like after a little while, they'll kind of get either
like as you start ranking up, and
or
like
you will just you'll rise.
Yeah, I think you just rank up, but like everything was reset. So like the first game I played was miserable because like both the people on my team didn't want to pass the ball to anyone, didn't want to play goalie. Mm-hmm. And they would spam like good job if I was goalie, and like I missed, like they're playing no defense whatsoever. But if I happen to miss the thing, then they're giving me the sarcastic good jobs. Yeah. Like it's miserable. Like I can understand why someone who was jumping in would be like, I'm not doing this bullshit. This is terrible.
Sure.
So like it's rough. They haven't added player reporting yet, not even reporting.
Snitching.
Not snitching, but like you can like rank, or I can't remember what it's called. It's a system that a lot of competitive games have, where you just say like, oh, this person was like helpful. This person was,
a
team like
almost like getting like an Uber rating or something.
Right?
Like,
and it contributes to some sort of visible ranking as to like what kind of a team person you are. Like I'm reputation. Thank you, Speakeasy. I couldn't think of the word. A reputation system. Like, I know they said it's coming, but I can't have it soon enough.
Yeah.
Like some folks need to get told, like, yo, you are a garbage teammate.
How long, like, how often do they do the season resets? Like,
this was the first.
Games? Oh, so it's been.
So I have no idea how long they want the cadence to be, but this is the first. So I guess we'll see how long they do a season for and what that'll get you.
So like a season isn't a set amount of time across every game. Like every game has their own definition of how long a season is.
Sort of, yeah. I think a lot will do it based on
like every 4 months, like an actual season.
Yeah, like quarters. Yeah. Like, but I think others might tie it a lot closer to like fiscal things because
sure.
because they launch like new battle passes and there's like more stuff for the players to buy at the start of one versus the end of one. So that sort of thing.
Cool. Anything outside of Rematch?
So yes, I had this keeps coming back up, but I jumped back into the Disney Classic Games collection, which previously I think only had Aladdin and The Lion King, like both versions of The Lion King, which were pretty similar for the Sega and the SNES, but then just the Sega version of Aladdin. But I think they've recently just added, because they were very different games, but they just added the SNES version of Aladdin, which is the one I played. And they just added the Jungle Book, which Eric is showing now.
Shinji Mikami's first game.
Was it?
Yeah, before he did Resident Evil, he did Super Nintendo Aladdin.
Oh my god, I love that game. I didn't know that.
Yeah, he did that and Goof Troop. Let me tell you, Goof Troop is a fucking banger.
Goof Troop might end up on this thing eventually.
Put it there, Shinji. Stop doing scary games and just making more Goof Troop.
But this conversation of how insanely difficult The Lion King in particular keeps coming back up.
It is so hard.
It comes back up. I'm like, was it that hard? Because like me and my younger brother used to beat it all the effing time, and like just the other day, like in my friend group, one of my friends was bringing it up, like, oh man, like that Lion King game was so hard. I never got past the second level with the monkeys. Sure. I was like, really, the second level?
It's so hard, Casey. It's so hard.
So I was like, okay. At some point, I want to jump back, and like Jesse and I were even talking about it in the CCC just this past week.
Yeah,
I was like, oh, we have it in the account. I didn't realize. Let me actually grab it and try it. So like, I was playing it earlier today, and yes, the Lion King is very difficult, but only in the sense that you need to figure out what it wants from you, because it's like there's stuff that I remembered, and then there's stuff that I forgot. But as soon as I figured it out again. It's like, oh right, this is what it was. It's like it's more like it's like a test that you need to study for rather than it feels like a game that's actually difficult. And like it's gonna take time to get to the end again, but like it's a thing that I'm like, oh sure, we'll absolutely get to the end. Like it doesn't feel like this game is impossible as a like yeah, this is probably the hardest section.
It's also the fact that it's the second level. Like this shouldn't be the second level of the game. That is nuts. Especially because it's just a joyous moment. It's like all the animals taking him to say, like, you're gonna be king. Like you should be like on your Nepo baby shit here. Like have it get hard once your dad dies. Don't have it be hard here. I
mean the level right after this, the level right after this, the elephant graveyard is also mad difficult.
Hyena boneyard. Those bones would be way too big for a hyena. Clearly. Now I want the video from Casey. The Lion King Super Nintendo game isn't hard. You're just dumb. you're just not paying attention. You're failing the test.
No, it is hard. Like it is hard.
But it's tough.
And like
fair,
I believe
like
it's been no, not tough but fair. I think it's been documented that they made it unfair because they didn't want kids to be able to beat it in like a single rental from like Blockbuster. Because that was a big thing back in the day.
Yeah.
So they intentionally made it kind of excessively difficult.
Yeah, I think a lot of old Nintendo and Super Nintendo Genesis games were like that.
But this is the thing that I do eventually want to drill down more on once I find the right words. Yeah. Because there is a difference in this game's take on difficulty versus something like Silksong, which is also very difficult, but it never feels unfair. Even though like there's a lot of like trolly stuff in Silksong, it's not unfair. It's more in line with you didn't know. Once you know, you can do something about it.
Sure.
Whereas there are some elements of this that are kind of on the random side. It's like, okay,
you're just Simba, and you're just roaring at things and they're afraid of you.
No, yeah, you can pause. Yeah, like it's just a platformer. But then like the second half when he grows up, there's a little bit more combat involved. Like you jump on things as a child, but as an adult, like he has like combos and shit. Like you can like jump and he has to judo throw folks.
You can jump and judo throw? He's a lion.
Yeah, like no, you can like like Eric is showing like the leopard fight right now. Like you can jump on the leopard, like smack it up several times, and then he'll like do a judo throw that like throws it off the stage.
Did they got Whoopi Goldberg's voice in it?
There's a lot of just emulated voices in it.
Yeah, I remember
that are burned into my brain.
Timon, doesn't the game go like start off with like it starts?
Yes, it's Timon say it starts at the beginning.
I don't know what other voices are in the game because I never got past that. Because I got to the second level.
You're gonna get to the beginning of the game.
I'm literally seeing all this stuff and I'm like, that looks fun. Timon and Pumbaa look fun. Never got there.
These like little interstitial mini games in between where you collect bugs. I think collecting a certain number of bugs will give you like more one-ups or continues, whatever. And of course, you need them. Because you're gonna be burning hella lives.
If I had never seen
the
Lion King,
I'm gonna jump into Lagann.
If I had never seen The Lion King, and I only had the story based on the game, in my mind, Mufasa never dies. So it's kind of perfect.
Do they not? They show him die in the game.
I never got there.
Oh, you just never got to
That's what I'm saying. If my knowledge of The Lion King was purely based on how far I've gotten in the game, Mufasa's fine. Those like I had a friend in San Francisco who his mom was very worried about violence in media as a kid, and so she would tape things off of TV but edit out the violent parts.
That's dedication.
Yeah, wait, let me make sure I get this right. Have you seen Hook?
Yes. Starring Robin Williams.
So in in this guy's version of the movie when he was a kid on VHS, Rufio never dies.
Oh yeah, Rufio did die in that.
And so he watched that movie a million times. And then eventually he went to a sleepover and someone was like, do you want to watch Hook? And he's like, yeah. And they put on Hook. And when Rufio dies, he says he started crying so hard he had to leave the sleepover. And he says he remembers being taken out of the house by his mom. And he's going, but Rufio never dies. Which I think is the most incredible. I think movies need to be, if you're going to pirate movies, I think something needs to change about them. Someone needs to fuck with every movie so that if you're like, oh, remember when this happened in Pulp Fiction? Everyone would be like, that never happened in Pulp Fiction. And everyone knows you just stole the movie.
Bootleg copy.
You little thief. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. Part of me is like, that's a really good mom. And then the other part of me is like, you just really
she kind of screwed him.
Sleepover. Yeah.
She kind of screwed him over. Like she didn't, because that's the thing. He wasn't prepared for that death. Like if he had, like, he loved the movie clearly.
Yeah.
He'd seen it the first time at home and it'd have been a safe space. He could have cried about Rufio's death then and then also dealt with it.
Also ironic, isn't the theme of Peter Pan like you should allow people to grow up? People need to grow up.
Yes, that
you should have watched Hook and Peter Pan.
I wonder if his mom learned a lesson that day because she thought she had a night off and instead had to go pick her son up from sleepover because she was editing his goddamn movie.
That's what she gets. Incredibly dumb. Did you play or watch anything else?
I actually watched a lot of anime. Blue Lock that I brought up. I finished season 2 of Blue Lock.
God, how's season 2? I actually never watched season 2. I watched all season 1. And
season 2 was really good. I felt like I heard some scuttlebutt about this online, but kind of ignored it because people are always talking trash about just anime seasons in general. But I kind of did notice there did seem to be a downgrade, not in animation quality, but just in animation, period. Like they did a lot more
like
implied
over still
action.
Images or whatever.
Yes. Yeah. And like, as far as that sort of thing goes, I think they did a really good job of still selling you the actual plot and story and action while using that. But it is disheartening because the very last episode, they go full Sakuga, which is like when they put all the animation budget into the scene. And it's like, okay, this is the big scene. And like, it's like right at the end of the final episode, they show you all the animation that they could have been doing. And it's like, oh, y'all could have done a lot more if they gave you the budget. Like, why? Yeah. Because I thought the first season did really well. Like I feel like like in the World Cup, even like Japan's actual men's soccer team dressed like the cast of Blue Lock. Like it was kind of a bit of a phenomenon. Like they had like skyrocketing numbers of kids joining up for like youth soccer and stuff. Like why did they skimp on the budget going into season 2?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if it's just one of those things.
I don't understand.
You got to turn it around. You got to. You have less time and less money to try to replicate the success of the first season.
Yeah, Speakeasy is making a good point that animation takes time, so they cut corners a bit so they can push it out faster. That might be exactly what it is. Yeah, like they wanted to get it out to hit a timeline, maybe, so they had to cut those corners. It's unfortunate. Hopefully, we'll get a better version of that second season. But like, it is good. Like the story that they tell is still really, really good, and you get the gist of all of it. I also burned through the second season of MF Ghost, which is the continuation series for Initial D, the street racing anime. I'm kind of two minds about MF Ghost. MF Ghost is a really good racing anime. It does not have any of the stakes of Initial D because it's not street racing anymore. It's sort of it's sanctioned on street racing. So like they're real like streets in the race courses, but like they're, walled off, and it happens with all the trappings of like a regular motorsport event. So like that takes a little bit of the mystique out of it because it's like I'm just watching professional drivers, and that's not the worst thing in the world. But like if you're going in for like, oh, this is a street racing show, it's not. Like it's not. It's just a racing show.
Yeah.
That being said, the racing is still really good, but half of the series it's very weirdly it's slice of life in a way that I could get behind if it was focused on just the lives of the other competitors or the main character, but it's actually just super perverted. Like the slice of life stuff, like MF Ghost is the racing series, but they have what Eric is showing on the screen, like the Angels, who are kind of like, they're like car models. So like as they're doing the races, someone will pass somebody, so the race board needs to get changed. They hire all of these young girls in bikinis and angel wings. They go up to the board, they change the number, and then they ask them like really weird and gross like relationship or personality questions, like, what do you like in a man? Or like, where would you go if you could go anywhere? And like their answers are supposed to be like cutesy, whatever. And it's like they cut to the girls giving these answers. Sometimes the girls give kind of like really interesting answers because like they're trying to show you, this person's more introspective. But then sometimes they give like real whack answers because like, this one is ditzy and kind of like a gold digger or whatever. But then they also cut to the people who are watching the races because they comment on like the race itself, but then they also have opinions and comments about the angel stuff. And then that stuff is also super gross because it's like two dudes being like, she's the kind of girl who will let a guy do whatever he wants with her or whatever. Like they'll just have weird comments like that. And I'm like, why are we doing this in a racing? Like, I don't understand the point of this. Like they spend a lot of time on this nonsense.
And like, if you're there for the racing, right? Everyone's there for the racing.
Yes.
I mean, that's what the show is. I mean, I guess that's just like fan service, but it just feels like with this thing, like, I don't know.
It's weak fan service. It's like, because it's not even like titillation where it's like, okay, the girls are just really hot and like they're bouncing all over the place or whatever, and that's the rub. It's like, no, they're trying. It feels very misogynistic, like purposefully misogynist. Like the men are over here racing and stuff. There is a lady driver in the mix.
Yeah,
but the majority of female participation in this event is this thing over here. And there's a lot of weird stuff in regards to age as well. Like there's a driver in particular who's everyone in anime usually has like a quirky personality that you can define them by in a lot of ways, right? Like this guy's a perfectionist. This guy is a bit gruff, but he's got a heart of gold. There's a guy who's just sort of a little pedophilic. Like the legal age is like 17, and he'll only date 17-year-olds. Like as soon as his last girlfriend turns 18, he won't date her anymore. Yeah. And like it's treated in the show as like that's his personality. And like other guys look at him like kind of sideways, like that's kind of gross, but like not like it's not in a damning way. It's kind of like, well, that's just how he is. And I guess he's not bringing the law in that sense, but like it's really off-putting that that's just this guy's thing. And he's a really good racer. But like that's kind of not the focus of his personality, is how good of a racer he is. Like he's so good of a racer actually that he was bored with racing and was obsessed with dating 17-year-olds. Like that, and like the main character sort of gets him back into racing. Like that's like, this is stupid. Don't use that as a hook to make him interesting outside of racing. This is bad.
Yeah, I think I was saying a few weeks ago, I randomly watched Armageddon. And the movie Armageddon, and there's early on when like the government comes to the oil rig in order to like be like, you got to come with us. The first person they see is Steve Buscemi, and Steve Buscemi, his first response is, "She told me she was 17, I swear." And they're like, "We're not here for you." And I'm like, this is supposed to be a guy we like. And he's just, like the first moment with him is like he's a pedophile. Like why is this in here? And it's the weird thing. Going back to the anime, the thing is like you can do interesting things with that. Like Haruhi Suzumiya does an interesting job with Haruhi is obsessed with one of the other girls in the group, Mikuru, and she's like always forcing her to wear these like nurse costumes or like Santa costumes or like bunny costumes, and like the other girl clearly doesn't want to, and Haruhi's like, no, this is gonna help us sell, this is what anime needs, like we need a character that looks like this. And like part of that is like, this through the right lens it could feel like it's commentary, like on this is like the reason this is here is her saying this has to be here, like in order for us to make a thing and to have like a story is there needs to be this level of something to get it out there. I don't know. It just seems like this initial D thing is just fucking ugh.
Yeah, like I don't like it, and it drags the show down quite a bit. But it feels like an entirely different show when it switches back to focusing on the racing, because that's actually really good, and like it'll leave on a, and they know, I don't want to like spoil it, but they they created a drama for the race section by making a kind of goofy slice of life thing affect the main character in a way that I thought, again, was like, that was dumb. Like, you shouldn't have done that. Like, there were better ways to, because the main character is a bit of a what is it when the guy is a Mary Sue? Like he's kind of perfect. Like, he has all this skill.
Yeah.
He's well liked by everyone. Like, he has a photographic memory, so he can memorize tracks like the first time he runs through them, whatever. Like, he's so good. He's so amazing. So the only way to bring him down was for like the girl who likes him to somehow kind of mess up his racing career. Like,
and you're like, oh, okay, this is the girl's only role is to like,
it's like to like be this bit of a burden, and like, it's. I really wish it wasn't in the show, but I'm gonna keep watching the show because the racing's actually good, and like there aren't that many racing anime, unfortunately. Like, there was another one I watched forever ago called Overtake, which was really short, and that was really good. And that one was kind of half about racing and half about like trauma and forgiveness. So like the racing was kind of second fiddle to like an actual story that they were telling, which I found to be, very good. But Initial D has always really been about racing. And yes, the first series did have a weird like, there was a girl who the main character liked, and it turned out like she was like prostituting herself to an older man. So like there's a history of this sort of stuff in a series. It just wasn't as prominent as it seems to be in this second series.
Yeah, sure. I'm trying to think of other racing anime. Speed Racer and Redline. Those are the only two racing anime.
Oh yeah, Redline's a movie though.
Redline fucking whips. That was good.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think
anything else?
I think that's it. I just started Uma Musume, the horse girl anime. That's how hard up I am for racing. Because I said I was going to take a look at it because the game apparently is really popular. The anime gets a lot of love.
Oh, is that game? Is that the horse? That's the horse girl game. Okay, I didn't realize that was based on the anime. I didn't realize
pretty
that was based on.
Yeah, it's a Psy Games anime, so I think it was always gonna be a game. But I think the anime came out first and was a hit, so why not? So far, so good. Like, I watched the first 2 episodes.
She'd be running with a popsicle. This girl's running with a popsicle. Is that a popsicle?
It's a carrot. She's a horse.
Oh, it's so small. I have it in such a small way. Oh yeah, she is a horse.
She's a horse girl.
Horse is gonna have popsicle too.
It's a really, really stupid premise. Like, there are horse girls in the world. It's not a world full of like animal people. There are just horse girls. I've not seen a horse boy. I don't know if horse boys exist.
Yeah.
But regular people, horse girls. This is the world we live in. And horse girls, this is what they aspire to do. They want to be racehorses. Like, they run. They race against each other. It's their dreams, their aspirations. They go to academies to learn how to do it. Fine, whatever. After episode 2, like, I want to watch 2 episodes. I am invested. I'll say that much.
I like
it. There's a little bit of a tearjerker moment, like at like near the middle of episode 2, and it's like, oh shit, I didn't expect that from this. It was sudden, took you by surprise, but I kind of want to see where it goes. Like the characters.
Can you just call this thing Pretty Derby, or do you have to say Umasume?
I was trying to give it respect, but I think it means the same thing. Or does Umamasumi mean horse girl? Like horse girl pretty derby?
That's a great question. They should have just called this horse girl anyways.
But so far so good. I like it. Like, it's well animated too. Like, they spent money on this. In those first 2 episodes. So
there's a lot of money in horse girls.
Apparently so.
Captain President is requesting the horse girl game to see if it's a hidden gem. It's also great.
I gotta get to the anime. Like, that's the reason why I started the anime, really, because I wanted to investigate the game. Because apparently it's a really good management sim.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, like it's very highly rated.
Oh, look at that. What if you become a big horse girl game guy? That'd be kind of amazing.
Well, I hope I don't, because that sounds like just a step away from the brony life.
Just in between shooting at Adventures Nigh season 5, you're just constantly pegging away at the horse girl life. A couple super chats that came in before the couple of the things I've been playing. John Bully, thank you so much. Been in the Green Gang for 22 months. Hey, kids, I'm super chatting with my Kojima credit. John Bully, you would absolutely get Kojima credit cards with me. I know you would. That's why I appreciate you. Nick Knoll, thank you so much for a $5 dono. Says, what should the penalties be for when your Kojima credit card gets declined? I'm thinking a giant balloon instantly attaches to your belt and sends you into space. Yeah, you should get Fultoned, just like Snake does to everyone in Metal Gear Solid 5. I think it should be assaulting. Eric, that's really good. Eric said Death Stranding. That's good. Death Stranding's really good, Eric.
That is really good.
I'm very proud of you. Frozen Socks, thank you so much for the $10 dono. Me and my friend Omar really appreciate everything you do here. Thank you so much, Frozen Socks. You just
Thank you. And tell your friend Omar thank you as well. We have a friend
just
Omar
wait.
too.
Casey, you just wait. Captain President with a $10 dono. Thank you, Captain President. If you Dragon Ball fused Casey and Jesse together, I imagine the result would be Rufio. Dante Bosco? Doesn't he? He plays the bad guy. What's his name in? He voices. What's his name in Avatar? Right? Fireboy. Oh, I got a scar in my.
Oh, that's Zuko.
Yeah, Zuko.
That does. I can. Yes, that is him.
I think that dude's Filipino. So.
Yeah, I think he's Filipino.
Yeah, Casey plus Jesse equals Filipino. Honestly, that's about. I can't do math. We've proved that last week during that LAN party stream. We can't do math, so good enough. And then Casey with a $10.99 dono. Omar Nabil says it's me, my friend Omar, and I do appreciate everything.
Aw.
See?
Welcome.
Look at that. Omar, it's a treat. Yeah, like Casey said, it's weird because we just got one Omar and now we have two Omars in our lives. You might have more than two Omars. I don't want to say.
Do I?
I don't know. I don't want to assume.
No, I don't think I have more than one. No. Yeah, I just got one Omar.
I only got room for two of them, and congrats, Omar, you are the second one. Kid Barchetto with a $2 dono. Thank you so much. Humanity was invented so Hornet could slap fools. Hornet is very cool.
She's very cool.
I think Hornet is such a cool character. Also, these little dudes that she's talking right now in that picture, they remind me. Did you ever watch Our Real Monsters?
Yeah.
One of the things in Our Real Monsters kind of looks like one of those little things.
Crumb, because he holds his eyeballs in his hand.
Yeah, that's what that reminded me of. Yeah. Hornet's great.
That's new, I believe.
Yeah. Oh yeah, new. That's the name of it. Silksong. Murray, the Demonic Skull, thank you so much, $5 Canadian. Finished the second season of Dan and decided to read ahead in the manga. Nice to have a shonen about empathy and building characters from archetypes. Murray, I also finished season 2, and I'm thinking of doing the same thing. I did the same thing with Chainsaw Man when I finished the first season. I was like, fuck it. I don't read a ton of manga, but I was like, fuck it. I'm going to burn through this, and I burned through it, and was happy I did. So I'm thinking about doing the same for Dan.
So they finally finished all of Dan because I started it and realized that they were still putting episodes out, and then I got mad.
Season 2
because I had to wait.
Is done. Yeah, you are good. So you can check that out.
All right, yeah, I'm gonna go back to that. Quick question though, because you brought up Chainsaw Man. Did you know that they apparently recut Chainsaw Man?
No.
This is the thing I read, and I should probably do some more research just in case it's complete fabrication, but it didn't sound like it from the source I got it. Apparently, the Japanese audience was not pleased with the version of Chainsaw Man that we got. Apparently, it was cut very Western-like in terms of lots of hanging shots and slow plotting, camera movement and stuff like that. It was made to feel less anime and more Western, like a Western TV show or movie or drama or something like that. And apparently Japanese audiences hated it so much that it actually got recompiled and recut so that it's
interesting,
choppier and more to their sensibilities.
Yeah,
and apparently
Eric
they like that
says, more. Chainsaw Man, the compilation, it's going to be 2 movies. It's
okay, they're putting in movies.
Yeah, so they're trimming it down into whatever 4 hours. I guess that makes sense because the Reze arc comes out in a few weeks, and that is an actual movie, and that is the next arc of the anime. So I guess that kind of makes it interesting. I'd be curious to see that. Yeah, I see DSBO is saying that the anime was ass. I don't know. I like the anime. I didn't know it was anything.
Yeah,
maybe I just have low standards, but I was like, oh, this is cool. I don't know.
I liked it. the hype might have been overblown to me. Like
Sure.
folks might have oversold it to me, but I did like it quite a bit.
Wasn't visually that impressive. I think I like the story. Like it to me, it wasn't as like it didn't hit that same level of like the animation of Demon Slayer or like even Dandadan or like City the animation this year. I think I was just more in it because I was like, this is a neat world, and I like the idea that there's all these devils out there, and like, what are these people the devil of? It's like the things people are most afraid of.
Yeah.
So when it starts getting like weird abstract concepts like famine and stuff, like I'm like, what is it? What would a famine devil look like? Yeah, cool stuff. So thank you so much, Murray. Snake in the Garden with a €2 dono. Thanks, Snake. What the fuck? Homeland Security used Pokemon references in an ad. Yep. Yep.
Yeah, Pokemon released a statement following this where they essentially said, hey, we didn't sanction this and we do not approve of them using our intellectual property. Yeah. Folks, I believe, were asking for Nintendo to sue, or were wondering if they would, because we know how litigious Nintendo is. And I believe someone went and sought out their former chief legal officer.
Yeah.
Who essentially said, like, if I was still in charge, I wouldn't touch this. And I love suing people.
Yeah, that was kind of amazing. That line is great. Yeah, like, I sue everyone, and I would not do this. Yeah, mostly the reasoning was this is going to be swept under the rug. Like, this is like everything in this administration. Everyone's going to forget about this in 3 days because something else.
Or that's what they're hoping, at least. Like they don't want to stir up trouble with the administration because, like, apparently they have executives who might be on green cards or want to do travel or want to do business.
Yeah,
whatever.
We have to pay $100,000 for every employee we have. Like the Japanese employee we have in America.
There are a lot of companies, and this is going on all over the world. But a lot of businesses are terrified of just having to interact with America's government right now. Yeah. And so if they can avoid it, they will. And it's sad because these are kind of the only guns that we have in our society, other than like collective like organization. And like our country is super divided right now.
Yeah.
But like if the government is at odds with big corporations, then you could actually get some friction.
Oh yeah.
But like they're kind of, a lot of them are very scared.
Sure. That's where a bunch of the ABC shit happened with Jimmy Kimmel.
Yes.
And everything. Because if Disney's planning a big merger or takeover, something of Pluto TV or whatever, then they're like, well, we need to kiss the ass of these fucking cretins in order to get any sort of big business deal done in the US. And so that's why you have these billion-dollar companies who are bending over backwards to work with literally the dumbest humans that maybe have ever existed. Like, it is shocking.
And it's almost like knowing that maybe it's not so good for your business to work with them. Maybe use the resources of your business to make it so that they aren't the ones in charge anymore. Well, I don't know. Maybe I'm just talking out of my ass. Maybe I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Listen, as Eric showed that footage, we need to get Officer Jenny to fucking arrest them all. Get Officer Jenny and all of her cousins, or whatever, however that works, nieces and nephews. I don't know how all the Jennies are working. They need to arrest them all.
And put Nurse Joy in charge of the World Health Organization, please, God.
Turns out she's worse than RFK. Tylenol's
free healthcare only for Pokemon.
And then Paul with a $2 dono. Thank you so much, Paul. How was Gurren Lagann, Marty? I forgot to ask. I fell in love with it, and I thought it was great.
Yeah.
Excellent. One of those shows that just felt like a snowball rolling downhill and kept getting crazier and crazier. And every time I was like, it can't possibly get bigger than this. It would get bigger than this. And by the end of the series, that starts with a dude digging underground. Like, robots are throwing galaxies at each other. And like, it makes sense how you get there.
Yes, it's so good.
Hype as shit. Kamina is just the greatest human who's ever existed. He's not even real. And he's still the best. So what does that say about the rest of us? And then King Dad, thank you so much for $2 dono. Said Nurse Joy for the head of the HHS. See, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. You just
make it happen.
The last two things I wanted to touch on quick. I'll make it quick just because I didn't put that much time into it. Casey, last night we played Silent Hill F.
Yes, yes.
First 2 hours of that is still where I played. I've played the first 2 hours twice because I did it on a personal stream, and then Casey and I did it last night over here. And I'm really fell for the game pretty quickly. I think the atmosphere, the story, and the characters, particularly the main character, I think are like an immediate hit. I think the move to making this game take place in 60s kind of rural Japan, I think is a really, really smart one. It feels like it's taking all the kind of things that make Silent Hill what it is at a molecular level, but able to tell a story and have this horror game set in somewhere that feels completely different than everything that came before it, while also still maintaining those kind of core tenets. I think it's creepy as hell. We were talking about the combat a little bit. I think it's interesting that the combat is like, I think we were trying to figure out how to describe it, of almost like you're always on your back foot. It's never like combat that makes you feel like titillated or like oh, in Devil May Cry I did something sick. It's more of like, I have this pipe, like how do I just get out of this situation? Like,
right, you're never empowered. Like combat is always like defense based, like avoidant based.
Yeah, and you can run away is a viable option, but sometimes you get cornered, or sometimes you're like, I need to get through this thing because maybe this house that they're in has items I can scrounge for and everything. Frantic, Nick Knoll says that's a good word for it. Frantic. I'm really excited to play more. I'll probably play more tomorrow evening after work. So maybe I'll solve that Scarecrow puzzle, or maybe I won't. Maybe I'm just there for the rest of our lives, walking around a foggy field.
It had dynamic difficulties, right? Like, does that count as a puzzle that you can like turn down?
Oh, that would be I would be ashamed of myself. Like, puzzles are the only thing I'm good at. I think I was thrown for the loop. I think I'll be fine. I didn't know what they wanted from me. I thought they knew at one point, and then something happened, and then more of the scarecrows fought me. So they were very
it was weird.
Yeah. And shout out to Wobbly Women. And then added to the big pile of, oh my God, why are there so many games? I got an early code for Final Fantasy Tactics, the Evil East Chronicles. Again, put just probably about 90 minutes into the opening of the game. This right off the bat, I love the additions and improvements here. Small quality of life stuff, like there's a turn order on the side of the screen during battles, so like, I have like 3 of my dudes, and then they have 3 of their dudes, or if my archer is going to aim, this is when he will fire, so I could wait and do that. I know the enemy won't move by the time, and that's how, like, when you're casting spells and everything, that's important. So that is really cool. It has a small thing I noticed when you start a battle. Before, you would kind of place your units in like a weird void. It would just be like a gray box, and then you put your units there. In this, you place your units on the battlefield, so you
on the actual map.
Yeah, it's like a Fire Emblem. Like, I think that's just very normal, where it's like, oh, this is what the battlefield looks like. Okay, I'm going to put half my guys on this side, and then 2 of my guys over here.
Tactics Advanced let you do that.
Yeah. And that's so, like, some of the small things I know people complained about is it doesn't have the additions that the War of the Lions version of the game have. So it doesn't have like Balthier from Final Fantasy 12, or one of the dudes from Tactics Advance was in like a guest character, which I don't actually remember. I never played the War of the Lions, I think.
Yeah, like that. I was confused by all of this, if I'm being honest, because for whatever reason, I thought this new one was remaking Tactics Advanced.
Oh, interesting.
But I did play War of the Lions. I just never finished War of the Lions because it was on PSP.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Or no, it was on. I had it on Vita.
Yeah, it was
playable
on PSP.
Yeah, so I had it on Vita and just never. I just never played my Vita. Yeah. So like I played some of it, like a lot of it, and it just never finished. So like this, I'm actually more excited now because I thought I was just going to replay Tactics Advance, which I finished and like played a ton of.
Yeah.
But like this is a game that I would play like maybe a third of, half of.
Oh, nice. The story of this one is great. This is like a top tier Final Fantasy RPG story. And they added voice work The thing is
Yeah,
fully voiced.
I've been hearing
and
the
it's
voices from
really good.
Yes,
Like they're
really
really
voice
good.
acting.
Like, and it's really it's like you'll fight against these like dudes in the sewer, and they talk like this deep, like with this Cockney accent. You're like, yeah, you seem like some dudes who'd be fighting me in a sewer. Whereas you fight against these like posh dudes, you're like, yeah, you seem like posh dudes. So yeah, it's good stuff there. And then yeah, I know Tyrell, you were asking. Yeah, Cloud, I believe, is still in it. Cloud was a guest character you could find, like a secret character you could find in the original version, because it came out a little bit after Final Fantasy VII. And I think they said they also added Clyde from Final Fantasy 16 as a character you can find somewhere. Yeah, I'm really enjoying the game so far. This is one of those, I wasn't sure if I was going to play through the whole thing, but then jumping and playing just the first 90 minutes today, I was like, oh, I think I'm gonna play the whole thing, because I haven't replayed it probably in 25 years. And God knows I don't remember anything. So
Yeah, it's definitely worth a replay. Like,
hell yeah. Yeah, especially
day,
like I have it on Switch, and it's kind of like perfect as like a handheld thing. Like this would be a
I
great
think
Switch
that's where I would want to grab it too.
Yeah. So yeah, again, just add that to the pile of like I'm glad Silksong is off my plate, because now I have Silent Hill F and Hades 2 and Final Fantasy Tactics, and like, oh, Baby Steps came out, and I want to see if I can make it more than 20 minutes in that game, because I tried 20 minutes in that game. It's very difficult. It's so difficult. Why would you make a game that difficult? I think that's just what he does. That's just what he does. Hell yeah, Team Chair. But yeah, I think that'll do it for us today. Casey, what do you have going on? What should folks know about that you're working on?
Well, you can look forward to some Dokkan on Saturday
morning.
Yeah, 10
Eastern.
Central? 10 Eastern.
10 Eastern, 9 Central, an early
9
one.
Central.
We're gonna go 4 hours.
Doing 4 hours of Doke. Join me, Marty, Jess, and Jesse for a good time. Super Smash Sunday should be back on Sunday as well. 12:30 on the Second Wind channel, then 2:30 on my personal channel. And tomorrow night for the Friday stream, if Kia's up to it, we'll probably continue our playthrough of the Altars. Nice. If not, I'll play something random. Maybe I'll do some Act 3 Silksong. Maybe I'll play something else entirely. But I'll more than likely
stream Lion King, Howard.
Oh yeah, you know what? Maybe I will try to burn through the Disney Afternoon collection.
Oh yeah,
Disney Classic Game collection.
No one wants to be spoiled by Silksong, but everyone wants to see how the Lion King ends. Everyone needs to know. Cool. Yeah. Then on our front, tomorrow morning, there'll be a new Unpacked that Eric and Nick put together. And this one is more craziness happened with the whole Subnautica 2 Crafton drama, and some wild shit happened there. Some legitimately wild shit. Like when I was reading the script, I was like, whoa, this is what this turned into. So excited for folks to check that out. And then tomorrow from 3 to 5, Jess is going to be joined by Jenna and a friend of the show from Extra Credits. Extra Punctuation is Yahtzee. Friend of the show, Yahtzee, though. I think technically a friend of the show. I don't think a coworker could be a friend of the show.
I mean, they're definitely not an enemy.
We'll see about that. They'll be the three of them have been playing a bunch of Night Rain. Elden Ring Night Rain, and so they're going to be jumping through, and so you're finally going to see what it looks like when non-schlubs play Night Rain. Not that every time we played it with schlubs, but I mean it was kind of schlubby. It was like part schlubby, half schlubby.
It's not schlubby.
It's not schlubby. And yeah, that's gonna do it for us. So thank you to everyone watching live in YouTube, anyone watching the VOD, listening on your podcast service of choice. We appreciate y'all. Everyone in the Discord appreciate you. Everyone on Reddit. Sometimes you're mean, but most of the times you guys are great.
So Reddit's pretty okay.
Reddit's pretty okay. Every once in a while there'll be like a random drive-by. I'm like, yeah, that didn't need to happen. Why'd you have to say that about me? But 99% of the time they're great. And then Nick Knoll, thank you so much. In the Green Gang for 21 months said $50 if KC could beat the Lion King on stream, no rewind. There's no way you could beat it on stream, no rewind.
I don't think there's a rewind in that game unless I just haven't found that function.
Then how are you supposed to beat this game?
You play it.
What do you mean you play it? What do
You just play it. It's a
I don't
game.
get it.
That's what you do.
Get it? Doesn't seem real. There's a fly in my room, and I need to get out of this podcast. It keeps flying around my head. And I hate them. But yeah, that'll do it for us. This was Firelink, episode number 85. Thank you so much, Casey. Thank you so much, Eric. Once again, my name was Marty. Thank you all so much for watching and listening, and we'll see y'all next time. Bye, everyone.
Bye.